Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today as we walk through how to run a weekly meeting in the Rhythm System software. We'll walk through how an individual gets ready for a weekly meeting. We'll walk through how a manager and a CEO run that and how to have the right conversations around the metrics and the priorities that you're using to grow revenue and get better return on payroll. This will help you make better adjustments rather than running normal and boring status meetings. So I want to start by diving into how do we measure metrics in the Rhythm System software itself. So right now we're looking at sales revenue. We'll notice there's 13 weeks as we go throughout the quarter. We'll also look at how do we identify success. Be very clear with people on what success looks like and what failure looks like. We use a very simple red, yellow, green, and super green methodology. Red, identify what true failure is. What is the bottom line for employees so they understand what that looks like. Yellow is going to be anything in between. Green is going to be the goal that we're looking for them to hit. So 20 million is what we're expecting this quarter. And 25 million is going to be the stretch goal. It's going to be super green. So identify for your A players in the organization, what does that look like? Take the ambiguity out and give them a number to reach for. And so as they go through and prepare for a weekly meeting, they're coming into each one of their metrics and each one of their growth initiatives, and they're measuring based on the success criteria. Do I look like I'm on track to hit the number or the goal for this quarter? Or if you're measuring weekly, did I hit my goal or my measurement this week? What we promote is if you're tracking yellow or red, leave a comment. Tell us why you're not on track to meet the goal, and then what your action plan is to get it back to green, whether that's you asking for help or whether that's you taking it on as an individual. Anything that we can do to really prepare people to set a execution path back to green. So what does it look like as an individual gets ready for a weekly meeting? So they'll come here in the dashboard. You'll notice we're on user, we're looking at John Sales, and this is John Sales' dashboard. It's all of his actions. It's going to show all of his KPIs and all of his growth initiatives that he's using this quarter to scale revenue and what role he's playing in that. So as he prepares for a weekly meeting, he'll start here with his first KPI. And it's going to bring up the success criteria. Does it look like we're on track to meet the goal? If we track yellow or red, leave a comment. Tell us why you're not on track to meet the goals and what you're doing to get it back to green. You can also, if you're running on a numerical value, add projected values, actual values, and the system will calculate variance for you. So as you go through and track these, you're simply scrolling right down through your different KPIs. Once you complete those, we'll get into our quarterly growth projects or quarterly growth initiatives. And we'll scroll down through these. Same process. If we're not on track, we're tracking yellow or red, leave a comment. Tell us why we're not on track to meet the goal. Most of these you'll find you won't be able to really add in some of the projected actual and variance, but if you find you can, those are still available. And you simply go down through and track. The final piece, and we'll get into this as you go through, is running this week in sync. So the week in sync here, what we have provided is a template. If you have a conversation you like to have, again, you can update the template. But what we like to promote for people is tell us what your victories are, what was successful this week, and what are you working on next week that's going to make you successful as an individual employee. For our CEOs and managers, if you're looking for specific KPIs or projects that you're not accountable for, not in charge of, but you want to see the progress of, you can easily add those into your watch list here within the Rhythm System software. So we'll find that as people go through an update, this normally takes around 15 to 25 minutes for an individual to really prepare for a weekly meeting, think strategically about their role within the organization, and also prepare the company itself to have the right conversations to make adjustments. So once everybody's tracked and we're in the weekly meeting, we simply go into the same dashboard. We'll go into team. It'll take us to the company level. And we'll see all the actions. We'll see all of our KPIs and priorities in a quick snapshot. And we'll start here within the KPIs piece of the system. We can easily go into our dashboards. And what we'll actually do here is, as we set up the Rhythm System software, we'll set up custom dashboards for the conversations that we're going to have around our company. We may focus on clients. We may focus on employees, our finances and operations, and we'll add specific KPIs that fit the subjects that we're really focused on. So as we go through, this dashboard is going to help us have the right conversations around, are we on track to meet our goals? If we have yellows or we have reds, let's talk about those. What adjustments are we making to get ourselves back on track to meet the goals? And if we find that people are tracking super green, our goal is to replicate that across multiple team members. Because if people are exceeding their goals consistently across the organization, it's going to be a great quarter and a great year for the company. So this will help to really focus and narrow those conversations around what can we do better. We'll do the same for our growth priorities. Based around our energy map here, what this is showing us is this is the initiative that we're going to take on this quarter. And this is everything that's the energy that's really driving success behind that. So we'll be able to focus in, what are our reds, what are our yellows, things that are going to stop us from being successful, and have the right conversations around those. From there, we can take a peek into our actions that have been assigned. Does anybody have anything that's overdue? Is there any way we can assist each other? Kind of break down the silos within the organization and make sure that we're communicating as a team. And as we focus on our KPIs and priorities, on our yellows and reds, we still want to recognize people's victories, their successes, and what they're really doing to prepare for success. So give them 2 to 3 minutes to read through a week in sync and focus on those different areas and have the right conversations. You never know when people are going to be working on the same priorities, maybe able to pair up and work cross-functionally within the organization. And also if they have any stucks, an opportunity to raise their hand and say, hey, I need help. So this will help to narrow those conversations as we go through, and it takes about 2 to 3 minutes. So this is how to run a weekly meeting within the Rhythm System software. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to answer those. Thanks for your time.